Hello, everyone. Nikita McDaniels here. I am starting off a little late. I got in, I had a couple things that I needed to do, and so I've been rushing throughout my day. And so I'm going to apologize to you all for that because I'm a bit from being prepared. However, I have everything squared away now, and so we're going to get started. As you all know, this broadcast is going to be about intentions. And I got my water right off the bat. As you all know, it is hot, and I am sitting in an area of my home that gets lots of sunlight, and so it is hot in here as well. No air conditioning in this area, and so I am taking in the breeze from the outside, and hopefully it'll keep me going through this webinar broadcast. For those of you who are on this webinar and you are meeting me for the very first time, I am Nikita McDaniels, and I want to welcome you once again. And just to give you a little bit about myself, I am going to be so brief. I am an adversity coach, and I work with people showing them how to get personal and professional fulfillment in their lifestyle by way of managing their adversities. So today's broadcasting is going to be about intentions. So if you're not a Facebook friend of mine, you can go on Nikita McDaniels and join the Facebook page. And basically what I'm doing now is that I am working with one subject matter per week, because I find that it is easier for people to obtain the information that way. And when they obtain that information that way, they're able to process it a lot better. So instead of me jumping all over the place when I am doing my Facebook postings, I am sticking to one topic per week, okay? And hopefully people will benefit more from me doing that instead of bouncing all over the place. So we're going to get started. I like to ask questions, but of course, with this Google Hangout, we're not talking one-on-one. So if you have a question, I'm going to see if I can put, let's see. I'm not technical, you all, so y'all got to bear with me. I got the question and answer up. So if you do have a question as we go through the live broadcasting, please be my guest and ask a question. And I will go through the questions as I see them appearing on the screen, okay? So we're going to talk about intentions. The first question that I always like to ask people are, do you utilize the intentions method, or do you know what intentions are? Have you ever used the intentions method? Now, I like to talk about life as if it's magic. You know, a lot of people don't believe in magic. Not even I, as this grown adult that I am, believe in magic. But what I realized and what I discovered for myself is when I began to put my life together, both professionally and personally, I realized that there are some things that we will certainly have a huge amount of control over. And a lot of us think that we don't have control over these areas. And to me, it is a bit of a magical experience. So when I ask you, do you believe in magic? Do you utilize intentions? Have you ever utilized intentions? It's a great question to ask yourself. And if you answer no, then it is a great reason as to why you can definitely try and see if it works for you. I am not the coach that tells you what you need to do. I am always that coach that suggests something. You try it on for size. You see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we'll try something different. Because I know everyone makeup, chemistry, reaction, response is different to the things that they do, say, and hear. And so what may work for one person may not work for you. Okay, so I said I had water and I haven't sipped on it yet. In this broadcasting, you are going to learn a few things about intentions. And as you all know, I'm a note girl. So I got all of my notes ready to go. I'm not going to sit here and try to remember all the stuff that I want to get across to you all. And I'm not even going to Fake the funk. I got notes, and I always have notes. It's better that way for me. And I also have a guide that goes along with this. Some people purchased and some people didn't. So even if you didn't purchase a guide, I'm going to read through it. So don't feel like you have to or you had to. So number one, intentions. What is the definition of intentions? A thing intended to aim or plan. Okay, when we hear plan, we normally freak out, all right? I am be the first person to tell you that I do not always plan everything that I do. And I can also be the first person to tell you, because I don't always plan, a lot of things happen that I'm not always prepared to handle. Okay, that is one of the biggest things that I've learned from not planning. A positive, because I like to think of the positive note with everything, is that because I was never a huge planner, I worked well under pressure because I was always doing things at the last minute, and I basically trained my mind and I trained my reaction responses to deal with things that are of short moment, last notice, you know, pressure building. And so I became a great person that works under pressure. But the reality of that is that I have high blood pressure. So it really wasn't the best idea for me to work from that capacity. And so now I am learning to be a planner, okay? The second definition, you'll find this to be very strange, but I'll also get into it in this live broadcasting, is intentions are also utilized as a healing, okay, process of a wound or a healing process for something, okay? So they also utilize intentions or intention as medication. And so before I jump into this, let me give you what you're going to get from this live broadcasting, okay? I want to let you know what my intentions are for you with learning about intentions. First, you're going to learn the importance of the origin of intentions. Where does it come from? How do we know we have it? Okay? You're going to learn why it is important to have intentions. And we're also going to go over good and bad intentions. You're going to learn how to streamline your intentions, how to direct energy from your intentions, how to properly summons your intentions, how to use your intentions for healing. As I mentioned earlier, it is very strange. As I was actually reading and learning about it, I felt that it was very strange as well. But once I got into it, it made a lot of sense. And so I want to share that information with you. And once again, try it on for size. How to set daily intentions. You're going to learn all of these things in this live broadcast. And for the purpose of the broadcast, I like to call them a lab, okay? And labs are simply living life abundantly. That's all a lab is. And those are the labs that I've decided to do. So this is the first lab of the year that I'm doing, and it is on intentions, okay? So I am going to read some information from the actual guide that was posted with this live broadcasting. You ever notice what you talk about the most, you sometimes dream about? And when you dream about it often, do you remember or can you recall the details? Our dreams are our gateways into our destinies. It allows us to see what we could or can be. It promotes more dreaming, more desire, and more dreaming. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute, because if you all know anything about dreams, they have very short shelf life. So you could really be into a great dream. I mean, really great dream. And before you know it, you forget about it. It's just like a thought. Okay. And so the more you dream, the more you desire to dream more. And it just goes on and on and on and on. So how do we dream? Well, dreams are triggered by our experiences throughout our lives. You know, some of the things that make us feel good about others and make us feel good about ourselves, we take that to bed with us. And then we can enjoy, you know, a most memorable dream if we can only turn that dream into a reality. All right. How do we reach those dreams? Where do we go to pursue those dreams? What can we do to pull those dreams out of our head and begin living them if we so desire? That's a question that I asked myself a few years ago when I began studying myself and the universe. Now, I don't want to spook nobody out, okay? I didn't always believe in universal law of attraction, manifestation. I didn't know what those things were. When I began my self-work journey and when I began to study being a coach, I learned how I can utilize those things to give my clients the most beneficial service that I have to offer. So don't get freaked out, as I said about magic in the beginning. I'm not crazy. I'm not a witch. I'm not any of those things. I'm just sharing with you some ideas that have been around since the turn of centuries, and they work. But you have to learn how to put them to work in order for them to work for you. When I began studying myself in the universe, I began to notice patterns and outcomes and results of those patterns and outcomes. So the things that I would do in life and then the reaction I would get from them or the response that I would get from them. I discovered the beneficial ones as well as the ones that didn't benefit me so much. Although we live in the universe, hardly anything is universal. You can't use everything for every problem. You can't use something you used 10 years ago for a problem that you experienced in the 20th century. 9 times out of 10, it may not work, or it may not work that effectively. As humans, we are unique in ways that we set us apart from each other. We are unique and we have our own capabilities of doing things. We have our own power source to tap into, but you must know what that power source is and how to utilize it. As you look above it at the definition of the intentions, which I read earlier, you will see it states that a plan. If you look a bit closer, you'll see it's not just a plan. It's an aimed plan. So it's a laser focused plan. It's not something you just pull together and say, wow, magic, I got a plan. No, in order for you to really tap into that energy force that we all have, the ability to attract things, you must zero in, you must laser focus in on it so that your intentions are not misconstrued by the universe. All right. Lost my train of thought here. If you look a bit closer, you'll see that, as I stated, it is a laser focused plan. And one that creates specific purposes and measurable results. See, when you are commanding something from the universe, you must ask what it is. And you may have heard your parents or anyone of authority or someone who has, you know, an interest in your life. They always say to you, well, what is it that you want? And, you know, you always have to be sure of what you want. And a lot of times we don't know. So when you're commanding the universe to grant you something, you don't know what the universe is granting you because you don't know what you want. And it's hard for the universe to attract that energy to you or send that energy force your way when you're confused in your own head. All right. A person make up your character. A person's makeup is your character, your DNA stamp. You can tell my character from anybody else if you really get to know me. Okay. The very thing that people can love about you, they can also hate you for. Okay. A lot of people will find that when they become successful, that, you know, that thing that made them successful is that very thing that people will shy away from them from because they can't identify with them no longer. When I think about intentions, I think about getting to the heart of the matter, to the root of it. It's what we can't see, but what we can feel. I've had many results that I have attained from being successful, and it's something that you couldn't see. Every result I had didn't manifest into a drawn out show or an award ceremony. Some things is just a feeling that I had when I was actually doing it, to know that I did something that was beneficial to not only myself, but somebody else. So some of the things we can't see, but you can feel them. It's how our presence makes others feel when they are around us. Our intentions. What is your intentions when you interact with people? Are your intentions coming from your heart? Is it coming from an expectation? Is it coming from an opportunistic way? Where are your intentions developing from? Okay. Do we have the capability to channel our intentions into something great? Absolutely. Fine-tuning and repetitious will allow us to use our intentions like magic, which we say and do the most, okay? There is that word again, like magic, and bring what we think to life. You know, like I said, magic is one of them things that people are really shy about. Most people don't believe in it. I didn't believe in it. I still don't believe in it. But when you talk about intentions, when you talk about manifestation, the universe, attraction of law, that to me is all magical. That is the closest thing I can get to magic. For me to live my life a certain way daily, for me to speak a certain way daily, and for it to become a reality in my life. And let me give you an example. A lot of us suffer from financial difficulties. I know I have. And it was a roller coaster ride at one time for me. But a lot of what I spoke about my finances was always in a negative way. I'm broke. I don't have no money. Somebody would say, well, you want to go somewhere? No, I'm broke. I don't have no money. Somebody would ask me, you know, for something. And I don't have any. And I would constantly say, I'm broke. I don't have any money, so much where my financial matters, basically the energy just flowed in that direction. So what happened? I stayed broke. I never had money. Well, once I started doing self-work, I began to look at myself. I began to realize that my mind respects my mouth. And if you listen to a lot of my videos, you will hear me say that all the time, because what you say out your mouth is manifested if you say it enough. So if you say that you're broke, if you say you don't have any money, then that will eventually manifest in your life. So from that point on, which was probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, I stopped talking about the lack in my life. I started talking about surpluses. I started talking about abundance, especially when it came to my money. And so for that purpose and that reason, I am certain that, you know, I haven't experienced lack in a long time. You can say that you don't realize where the resources of the money comes when it comes, but thank God it came. Okay, it came. And so you don't question it, but you just keep moving on and you keep focusing on abundance and you don't focus on lack. And that is one of the ways that you can utilize your intentions. When it comes to money, my intentions come from my inner self, my mind, my thought, my teachings, and how what it is that I'm doing can benefit not only me, but other people. And so as long as I am an extension and I'm reaching out to other people, then I never will experience lack, because I always have a network of resources that I can reach out to when things are happening for me and for others in my life. So you absolutely have the capability to channel your intentions. Fine-tuning and repetitious will allow you to use your intentions. So you have to constantly say good things. Constantly say good things about yourself, your life, and others. It is that which is an energy that is summoned towards us by what we speak the most. So just remember that if you speak lack, it will definitely show up in your life. Finally, the healing source of intentions, which sounds pretty strange, of course. Intentions to a wound is a medical purpose. But unlike our bodies, which we have the ability to heal, or it has the ability to heal on its own, our mind operates a bit different. As you know, people can go through hurt 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and still to this present day, they're experiencing some type of hurt. Our mind doesn't always heal itself. You see, we are filled with emotions, which can influence how we feel and what we think. Intentions are mostly likely used by us in more of a mental way, because when someone asks you to do something, you just jump to it. You never think about your intentions of doing it and why you're doing it. So that's what I'm talking about, how we normally deal with intentions in a mental way. We're not writing down everything that we ask ourselves, that we ask people. We just get a sensory in our head and we act on it. Okay? They too can control what we feel and what we think, your intentions and your emotions. The damage done after our intentions are revealed or can be revealed, and it can be astonishing. You know, you don't set out to hurt somebody, but the response or the reaction to somebody's question or to somebody doing or saying something to you hurts their feelings. But that's not what you intended to do. So that's what I'm talking about when you are differentiating between emotions and intentions. You know, emotions it's more of a reaction, where your intentions is more of a response. It's something that's thought out. It's something that's aimed. It's sort of like somebody asks you a question. You don't always have to give them an answer right away. Sometimes you might want to say, you know what, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you doesn't mean you're a procrastinator. I'll get back to you, give you a moment to think about your intentions on answering this question or carrying out something pertaining to the question. To do this, you will need to set intentions daily and use them properly. We're going to talk about that. If we allow our intentions to supersede our emotions, we can separate ourselves from hurt, painful experiences, and heal a lot quicker. So if you think about what you're doing for yourself and others and zero or aim it in versus always saying yes, always being available, then what you can do is heal yourself, because now instead of you jumping to the drop of a dime to somebody for something that you don't even really know what you're getting into, you got an opportunity to think about it. And if it doesn't fit in your plan, you shouldn't be jumping to it anyway, regardless, okay? Because a lot of our responses to what's going on around us can actually keep us from the success that we're looking for, all right? So, as I stated earlier, how do we unlock this power? How do we create that magic? In this live broadcasting, as I said, you're going to learn to streamline your intentions, direct your energy from your intentions, properly summon your intentions, how to use your intentions for healing, how to set daily intentions, and you're going to be able to do all of this, okay? My intentions, I want to make sure that you get to where you want to be. That's my intentions for you. I also want you to become more in tune with your own life, not everybody else's life. I want you to be able to minimize the risk in your life by assessing it properly. I want you to be able to create more opportunities in your life. I want you to be able to build better and stronger relationships when it pertains to your life. I want you to be able to profit off of your outcomes and your intentions. And I want you to learn to become more productive in your choice. And I want you to become more creative. In doing this with your intentions, you can also sharpen your awareness. You can become more valuable than others, and you can become more empowered. This was a huge list that I came up with, all of the things that I have benefited from doing intentions, okay? This works. It really do. But you have to know how to work it. One of the things that I'm going to suggest is how to keep all your information organized. Now, look at me suggesting organization when I'm not the one who is the most organized ever. One of the benefits of coaching women, you don't have to be organized. What you have to be is adaptable to systems. And I teach women that, you know, adversity may be in your life, but it doesn't have to be a hindrance. You can use it as a strengthener. And so the way that I do things, because I am not a taskmaster of organization anyway, I create systems for myself and I get by just fine. Actually, I do more than get by. I really excel at things that I put my hands on. And so I want to definitely show you all how to do that. So I'm gonna stop looking at my notes that's on the screen right now, but I'm gonna look down at the notes that's actually on my portfolio. And so I don't want you to think I'm taking my attention off of you. But the very origin of your intentions is there's three things: your dreams, your thoughts, and your ideas. So let's get into your dreams. As we said earlier, your dreams are the thing that you think about the most. You think about it when you get up, you think about it during lunch, and you take that thing to bed with you. And more than likely, you will have a dream about it, whether this dream scares the hell out of you, or if this dream gives you more power or empowering thoughts to desire more, to shoot for the stars, okay, to jump over the moon. All right, this is what your dreams are for. They give us an outlook as to what we can have, okay, if we just did X, Y, and Z. Your thoughts, okay, you can powerfully channel your thoughts into dreams by constantly revisiting them. You know, thoughts can come into our head one day and be gone the next. All right. And so you really have to take control of your thoughts. And I mean, you need to jot things down. Carry a notepad in your car, in your pocketbook, in your wallet. You know, leave one on your desk. Have a recorder on your smartphone. Okay, utilize these phones for what they are, and get a lot of that stuff that's in your head out of your head. It also serves the purposes for emptying, okay? Because we have so much on our mind a lot of times. We're dragging on stuff that's been in there for 5 weeks. Come on now, get that stuff out your head. Get it on your recorder or get it on paper. Your thoughts are important because the more you think about them, the more you can channel them into your dreams. All right. And then your ideas. Ideas comes from thoughts. They come from thoughts. All right. And so if you have a great idea, and in order for you to bring that great idea into a reality, there are some things that you have to do with that idea. You have to surround yourself with things that's going to cultivate that idea. You have to take in consideration of how you're going to get that idea off of the ground, how you're going to make that idea manifest into your reality if that's what you really want it to do. So the three things to get your intentions popping are your dreams, are your thoughts, and your ideas. Ladies, and if there's any gentlemen on this live broadcast, those three things are important, okay? I know that this may seem so dreamy, but trust me when I tell you, if you just take it in consideration and try it, you will reap a harvest and benefits from taking those three things in consideration. So those are the origin of your intention: dreams, ideas, and thoughts. All right. Make sure you begin to jot them down and keep yourself surrounded by anything pertaining to your dreams, ideas, and thoughts so you can keep on desiring and dreaming. Why is it important for us to have intentions? I'm going to tell you why it's important to have. No, first of all, before I tell you why it's important to have intentions, let me say this, that we all have good and bad intentions. All right. It's sort of that friend that asks you a question and you really know the answer to the question, but you don't want to be rude and you want to give this friend the best answer that you could possibly give them. And the only answer to give them is the goddamn truth. They ask you and they value you as a person, they value you as a friend, but yet and still our intentions is not to hurt their feelings. But when we give them our response, it hurts their feelings. And then they think some way about us. Well, if you set intentions, then you will know what will hurt and won't hurt them, and then you'll know how to say it. Because a lot of times when we say things, it's not about what we say, it's how we say it. All right. So is intentions important? Hell yeah, they're important. They're important because they allow us to focus on what's important to us. If you're putting down your ideas, if you're putting down your dreams, if you're putting down your thoughts, when somebody asks you, well, what is it that you want to do in life? Do you know how many people my age or over 40 don't know what they want to do in life? Have no clue. And some of these people have so many ideas running through their head on a daily, but because they don't know how to channel those thoughts and those desires and those ideas, it's like a bunch of mush going on up here, and they are more confused than what they are creative. Okay, and so this will allow your intentions to drive you in an area that is streamlined towards what you want to do. When you put those ideas, those dreams, and those thoughts, just jot it down. It don't have to be a whole paragraph. Jot it down and then see where, once you begin to work in your intention, see where it takes you. Then when you have that friend who asks you a question, who's not a part of the program, and look, I have to get off topic just for a second and keep it real with you. When you're succeeding, some friends just going to drop off. They not staying for the ride. I hate to tell you this, but they not. And so when you know your intentions and your plan is aimed and laser focused, if your friend is not a part of it, why are we setting intentions around them? Your intentions are for you. It's not for anybody else. It's for you to be able to get yourself together. It's for you to be able to channel that magical manifestation. It's for you to be able to cultivate what it is you want in your life. It's for you to know without a shadow of a doubt what it is you want in your life and how you're going to do it. A lot of times when people are asked a question and they don't know, it's because they never sat down and put it on paper. They carry majority of what they're going through, what they're thinking about up here. We all do it. But if you set intentions, it is just the opposite. You don't have to carry everything in your head. It is much more easier and beneficial to you if you get that thing on paper and then you begin to walk in your intentions. Setting intentions without action is just like prayer with no action. You get no response. And some people don't like when I say that, but I'm going to say it anyway because it is, or it has been proven. Okay? Good and bad intentions. Now, I don't know this to be true because I'm still here and I'm talking to you right now. But a wise older person, I never say the word older, a wise seasoned person told me that you can create the same path to hell doing good and bad. I want to use that as an example for intentions. You can create the same path to hell doing good and bad. Your intentions are no different. If you are setting out to do something and you don't know where it's coming from and you're just doing it because somebody asked you to do it, you're just doing it because you're trying to lead into another opportunity, you're being opportunistic, you're just doing it just to have something to do, you're just doing it to save face, you're just doing it just to say you did it, the intention behind what you're doing is not genuine. And so even though you may begin to create a path in the direction that you're going, if you continue to operate from that intention, you are going to self-sabotage. And that's one of the biggest things I work with women in self-sabotaging. You know, your own success. We want to blame everyone, but really it's not. Really it's us. It really is. It's the things that we do, and it's the things that we don't do. So when you're setting your intentions and they're really not laser focused intentions, then guess what? You could be possibly creating a path that's going to lead you to nowhere. Okay? So let's break into how to streamline your intentions. All right? How do you streamline your intentions? Well, in order for you to streamline your intentions, you can, I was going to say should, you can begin to empty what's in your head. Take a piece of paper and just write. You don't even have to have a reason why you're writing. Just write, okay? Whatever comes to mind. And you can do this 10 to 15 minutes at a time, all right? And you go back to it later, but just get it out of your head. And that way, if it's something good there, you'll have it. Because 5 or 10 minutes later, or somebody call you with a juicy conversation, I promise you it's gone. So the way to streamline your intentions is to write stuff down immediately when you think about it, or get it on a recorder, okay? Next, how do we direct energy to our intentions? Well, the way that you direct energy into your intentions is to do things that you wrote down. So if I want to, I don't know, if I'm doing a deal, because most of you all know me personally, and I'm also a real estate investor. So if I'm doing a deal, and here's a prime example, I have never done commercials. And most people know that in real estate, there is a lot of money in commercial real estate. And I do majority residential, and I love doing residential real estate. But I would like to know a little bit about commercial. So what did I start doing? I started writing down, what is it about commercial that I want to do? Well, businesses, help people find businesses, create leases, help people rent their commercial businesses out, help apartment buildings fill their commercial apartment buildings, all right? When I started writing that, just probably 2-3 weeks ago, I had a guy call me who needed my company to do an eviction for him, and he had a commercial business. Then I had someone else call me, and they're working with a commercial developer who's doing some development in downtown Baltimore. And guess what? Your girl is on the team. But that none of that would have manifested. Why? Because if I hadn't set those intentions, when I got the phone call, I wouldn't have known what to say. Or fear would have probably jumped into the conversation, and I would have said, like I always said when people ask me, do you do commercial? No, I don't. All I do is residential. So that's what I'm saying to you. How do you support your intentions, or your streamlining of your intentions? You continue to create or get involved in activities that is surrounding what your intentions are about, whether you know them or not. Get involved as little as you possibly can, because your mind and your dream and your thoughts and ideas will begin to build on a small intention, okay? How do we properly summons our intentions? That's easy. We summons our intentions by surrounding ourselves with everything that applies to it. Now, before I said we do things to support our intentions. Now I'm telling you, we surround ourselves. We network. We network with people who are doing what we're looking to do. That is us creating the intention. When you meet a person, hi, so-and-so, I'm Nikita. What's your name? Or what do you do? Okay, yeah, Then you go home while you're driving. You're just thinking like, wow, if me and that person could really do some work together, this thing will be off the chain. I could make X, Y, and Z dollars. I can show them how valuable I can be to them. I guarantee when you go to bed, you're going to dream about something or some part of that conversation that you had with that individual. And then the cultivation process starts from there, and it just go right on out to the universe, and then the universe will do its job. Now, using your intentions for healing. Now, you just heard me say the universe will do its job, right? But let me tell you how we interfere with the universe doing its job. We want to complain. We want to whine. We want to say what's not happening. We become impatient. We don't have no faith or belief in ourselves or the universe. And then guess what you do? You destroy your cultivation for your intention. It's gone. It's done. And you did it. And you did it. So a lot of times we feel that weakness when we haven't done the first three, when we haven't streamlined our intentions, when we haven't directed the energy from our intention, when we don't do things to support the priority or prioritizing our intentions, when we don't properly summons our intentions. When we don't do all of that, that's when we become shaky in trying to finish this thing. And then we get all messed up in the head of why it didn't happen. And now you need intentions to be your healer. instead of your manifester, because you didn't miss the opportunity to manifest your intentions. Now you need your intentions to heal you. You need to separate your emotions from your intentions so that you'll know that, okay, this is what I did. Remember, you got everything on paper, and you can go down the list of your priorities and say, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And now you can use this list to start all over. And that's when you'll also be starting your healing process. Your intentions now become your healer. And then as you're going through the healing process and you're going through your prioritizing list, now you're hitting the mark. And with every success that you have, with every contact you make, with whichever opportunity that comes your way, it's a healing place for that which may have made you feel like you really wasn't at your best. Okay. And it is getting a little bit dark. I should have put the light on before I did, but we're going to be finishing up shortly. So I apologize if it's a little dark in the background. I'm feeling nice, sexy. I'm parched and I just really am having a great time with you all. How do you physically do your intentions? Now, I know some people have planners, date books. This particular planner does not have a calendar. So you want to get something that has a calendar. All right. When you register for this, there was a huge calendar on the face of it. Why do I say use a calendar? Because I also just said to you, even though you're emptying and you're putting everything out of your head, you want to prioritize, because some of that stuff that's in your head, like I said, is from 5 weeks ago. We don't want that junk. Okay. We don't want the stuff that's not pertaining to you. We want the stuff that's going to make you money. All right. We want the stuff that's going to attract other people to you. We want the stuff that's going to help you manage your life. That's what we want. So if you have a calendar, you can prioritize your intentions more by taking little bits every day. Okay, so today I'm going to do this. Today I'm going to do that. Today I'm going to do that. And by the end of the week, you had hit the mark on the priorities and the intentions that you set for yourself. So a date book rather than what I have, a straight portfolio, is always encouraged. And since I talked about money, I want to talk to you about how your intentions can make you money. Here's the thing. Every time an opportunity comes to us or our way, we are not always prepared for that opportunity. We're not. Or we take on opportunities we know damn well we can't fulfill. And now our credibility, our reputation is flawed. And once that buzz get around, people don't want to work with you. So when you set your intentions as to what you want, when you are laser focused and you're prioritizing your intentions, when someone comes to you with an opportunity, you know if it's for you or not. You know if you're going to miss the mark, and then you know if you're going to nail that thing to the wall. You hear what I say? You know that a paycheck is waiting around the corner for you because you know exactly what you're setting out to do. Your intentions are great. Okay? So that's one of the ways that intentions can be very profitable for you, but you gotta know what you're doing, what you're doing with, who you're doing it with. Now, the who part you may not have down pat, but if you got it on paper of what you want to do, you know exactly who to get. Okay? So your intentions when it comes to you making your paycheck is very important. Being creative. A lot of us don't have that creative mojo, but it's because we don't process the information that's flowing through us properly. That's why you can't get creative, because you're confused. You're either creative or you're confused. And if you don't process the information and confusion sets in, it is going to be very hard to be creative. So set your intentions, know what you want. And when you know, you go, okay? You can get as creative as you want to. Learn to become more productive and choosing your choice. When your intentions are set, you don't have to think about it. You ever heard of the person who thinks first? They get it. They get the prize. Well, that's true. If you're sitting around trying to figure out whether you're going to do something or not, then guess what? It's somebody who already got their self together. They already have their self together. And guess what they're doing? Waiting for you to say, and I know earlier I said, give me a moment. But that's for people who are requesting something of you that really isn't a part of your plan. But something that's a part of your plan, and you know that it is a part of your plan, you ain't got time to waste. You ain't got time to think about, am I going to do this? You should know if you should do it or need to do it, okay? So that's one of the ways where intention can strengthen your choice, okay? Build stronger relationships. Back to that friend again. If your intentions aren't good, or this friend is asking you something and it's not a part of what you have for yourself, this friend will still be your friend and appreciate you more if you're honest. Don't just do things just to say you're doing it. Okay, it don't work that way. And eventually they'll figure you out, and then they'll wind up saying that you ain't worth 2 cents. All right, so save yourself the headache in the long run and use intentions to build your relationships. Build relationships on the things that you can do, not the things you hope, wish, and pray you can do. Okay, become more in tune in your own life. When you set your intentions, you know yourself. You get to know who you are. You know what it is you want. You know what it is you don't want. And that is almost the most important thing. All right. Because what we don't want is what causes the upsets in our lives. So if you set your intentions and you set them daily, you can eliminate many upsets in your life. That leads me right into the risk. Okay. The different risk factors that go on or takes flight in your life as we're living. Okay. You all know this world is made up of insurances. People make tons and tons and tons of billions of dollars on insurance worldwide every single day. And it's because the level of risk that our lives are assessed with. When your intentions are set, you can not nail it on the wall, not, oh, today nothing will happen to me. No, I'm not talking about that. That's so typical. What I'm talking about is you're not going to get yourself into something that you really don't want to get yourself in. And then who knows what it'll snowball into. I'm talking about initially, you'll say, that's for me. Nah, that ain't for me. And you'll walk away. And so a lot of times I've often said to myself, I've been so lucky not to get into something, I've been really, really lucky. It's not that I've been lucky. I set intentions. I'm one of them girls that just know what she wants and when she wants it, who she wants it from. Okay. Did that sound crazy? But y'all know what I mean. How to get to where you want to be. Use your intentions as a guide. You wrote them down. A lot of times I talk about the blueprint. That is your blueprint. You just did it. So use it. All right. Let's see. We have about 8 more minutes. Let's see where we at. Sharpening your awareness. Remember that snappy thinking process. If you set them intentions, you can snap to your thinking quickly. Valuable to others. People will now see you as a strong individual. Oh, she can make decisions quickly. She knows what she's doing. You set your intentions, people will see that value in you. Becoming more empowered, that value will transform into power, okay? I'm suggesting that you create binders for all the labs that you take with me, because you can always refer back to these binders. If I have another broadcast, get the workbook. My workbooks are $9.99, but these workbooks are something that you can always go back to. And if they're bindered every time you need it, or if you just need to think about something, or if you're surrounding yourself with your intentions and things that accompany your intentions, it will manifest. So these workbooks will help you in that. They're also used as a refresher in managing and solving your everyday problems when it comes to you not understanding something. You keep all your documents together and organize, and you can organize action plans for yourself. That streamlining process I talked about. Following these intentions is a work. This is the worksheet that I'm reading from right now that you can always follow along on the live training. If you happen to miss the training, I always put the video broadcasting up so that you can see the pre-recorded version. There's also a Facebook group that you can Facebook me on, which is Nikita McDaniels. And so you can continue, the level of information that I give to a lot of my audience and a lot of my clients so that you can utilize these things in your life, not today, not tomorrow, but immediately. All right. The secret to getting ahead with your intentions is just getting started. Get clear about something you want to do, write it down. Share your intentions with someone in a way that will supportively hold you accountable. Most of us do not want to be held accountable, so we keep things to ourselves. If you keep it to yourself, the universe don't know it. The universe cannot read your mind. You have to make that affirmation. Spit that thing out, all right? So it hears you. Do something today to demonstrate your commitment to your intentions. Every day, that calendar, write your stuff in your calendar. It is going to serve as a great purpose to you. Acknowledge that you did what you said you would, and then take the next step. That's your healing process. When something doesn't go the way you want it to go, when you acknowledge that you did it and you're taking the next step, that's all acclamation. You don't need nobody to tell you, oh, you did a good job. You tell yourself you did a good job because you did it, right? And that's something that you should feel good about. By setting an intention, you can make it clear to yourself and others just what you plan to do. Set intentions to redefine what it means to be serious about your dreams and desires. You know, I just want to thank you all, really I do, for being on this live broadcasting with me. It serves a great purpose in what it is that I am doing, not only for others, but in my own self-work. I love to see people prosper. I love to see people succeed. If you want some more information about some of the things that I am doing in the community I am doing it with, please go to my website at Failure to Fabulous, the number 2, failuretofabulous.com. If you would like to schedule a fearless, no judgmental discovery strategy session with me, you can go to my scheduling page, which is also at failuretofabulous.com, and check out our monthly Facebook group. My mission is to assist women with personal and professional fulfillment through adversity coaching and through showing you how to master professional and personal fulfillment. All right? It is your move, your life, and your ultimate success. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.